Hi everyone, Sailor Moon here, Serena here, and Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver, Amy here. And today we're going to talk about, you know, only girls can be sailor fighters or sailor keepers. Now, a lot of folks say that, and they say there's truth to it, I don't know if there is or is not, that they said that when someone asks NAOKO Takeuchi why there were only women and girl sailor fighters or sailor keepers, she said because only girls and women can be sailor keepers. Either saying why she chose to make them that way in her books, or and some folks have taken it as a oversight that truly needs to be followed. Now, if that's all true and everything, then TOEI broke the oversight between 95 YL when Sailor Stars came along. And a lot of folks are going to say, what? So you have the Sailor Starlights, fighter, maker, and healer, or also known as Sailor Star Fighter, Sailor Star Maker, Sailor Star Healer, or as I will call them by those names of Jordan, Dustin, and Julian. They, were men who were also songsters in a songster team or band, or known as the Free Lights. But when they shapeshifted, they became women, or at least that's what it was. And a lot of folks say that that was the grounds to why NAOKO Takeuchi and the TOEI business had a falling out. Now, if they truly did have a falling out business-wise, they came back together working together years later, since TOEI has most of all the ownership of Sailor Moon, so it would be kind of dumb for one side to, be irked or angered at another side and say, okay, that's it, I got full ownership. Now, a guard, not knowing who does not have the full ownership of Sailor Moon, why would NAOKO Takeuchi be irked at Sailor Stars? Which, keep in mind that all the four followings of Sailor Moon before Sailor Stars came along, well, they did free. There were a lot of freedoms, you know. A lot of kinships were shifted around. A lot of selves did not really behave the way they behaved in the book, and a lot of the sagas and tales kind of didn't play out the same way they did in the book, some more than others. So why would she be irked and angered over this one? You got any thoughts on that? Well, I don't truly know, Sailor Moon. I don't know, Serena, why NAOKO Takeuchi would be irked over how the Sailor Starlights were handled in Sailor Stars and not how they were handled in the books. Now, keep in mind that up until then, the TOEI business had taken many freedoms with how they handled Sailor Moon, and her getting irked or angered at them for not following the oversight. Well, first off, there really wasn't any way that she could uphold the oversight. It isn't like there was some lawful deal that they had. I guess they had some deal to get worked. Yeah, they had some deal, but it isn't like there was some deal that she worked out with them between 92 YL and said, "Oh well, you can't. They got to be women sailor fighters." If there was a deal like that, but there wasn't a deal like that. So she should have known that the drawing show wasn't going to be how the book was at the time. Now, a lot of folks like to say that you got to follow this oversight. And there are some folks in the Sailor Moon followership that they follow this oversight to a T. And some of them who do gatekeep when other folks aren't following it. And if some folks don't want to say the Sailor Starlights were the first ones to break this oversight, then if so, Ernest coming along, or Ernest P. Worrell coming along as Sailor Earth, and later on Snoop Dogg, or Calvin Conver coming on to Sailor Sun. Well, if it wasn't broken, it got broken. And a lot of folks that I talked with in a Sailor Moon followership over the years, like Michael Loggy 86 or Nick 2121, and he's and Megan Passmacher, when they were on Euro, they were open-minded to men sailor fighters. And he's and the folks that I have friends that are followers of here now, like Trina Chase and other, 92 and other folks are open-minded to it. So, and he's in NAOKO TAKEUCHI, to my understanding, is open-minded to everyone's take on Sailor Moon, even if it's not the take that she drew and wrote, and if it's not the same one that TOEI drew and made. So that kind of go against the whole thing about you have to follow the only girls or women can be sailor fighters oversight then. Yeah, you would be right, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver. You're right about that, Amy. I mean, on one side you hear about Naoko Takeuchi or Aldeline Nio Golding's business getting irked with the Toei business for making a Sailor Starlight's Hunter, healer, freer, and maker not follow the oversight. And then on the other side, you hear about how she is open-minded to everyone's saga, to lover or like lover tales or sagas or drawings or anything that might not be the same take that she or Toei did. So what is it? Is it a double standard? A lot of folks will say things like, "Oh, you didn't do." A lot of folks might scave us and say, a lot of folks out there might scave us and say, "Oh, it's a true oversight, and then you have to learn about it." Well, I only learn about this oversight from other folks talking about it. And they say, "Oh, well, there's films out." Well, tell me the website or the whiff where she says it, because I don't know if she ever said it. And maybe she did say it, but no one never thought about putting it down anywhere on the interweb, so your guess is as good as mine. Now, I don't really care about that oversight. At the end of the day, I don't really care. So we broke the oversight when Ernest became Sailor Earth. And so, big deal. I mean, Toei broke the oversight with Dustin and with Jordan, Dustin, and Jillian become Sailor Star, Healer, Fighter, and Maker. So, yeah, I think stop making a big deal about an oversight that you can break. You're not going to get any lawful bind or you're not going to get a lawful work on you. There isn't really any way for anyone to make you lawfully uphold this oversight if you don't want to uphold it. And if you want to follow it, well, that's your own business. Good for you, then. Well, all right. I guess you're right, Sailor Moon. Time to bring this film to an end. Tell us, what do you think about this oversight that only girls or women can be sailor fighters, sailor keepers? And do you follow it or you don't? Or you don't care about it? Well, truthfully, we don't care about it. If we cared about, truthfully, we don't really care that much about the oversight. If so, well, too bad, and we don't really care about the oversight. What do you think about it? Do you follow it or you don't? We'll see you later.